Hi, this is another tutorial about Weaver, and today we're going to talk about sharing documents. I'll cover how you upload documents, how you link web pages, and then how you can use both of those as attachments in other things. The reason that you'd want to attach a document to a workspace is that you want to share a set of documents with the other people in the group. Now imagine that you're trying to come to a decision about something, and you found that there's a set of documents that would help people understand the background of it, maybe fill in some facts and details, maybe some stories that other people have had. The easiest way for you to get that out to the group probably is to compose an email message, drop those documents in, and send it off. That's going to be easy for you. It sends it to them, they open, read them, whatever. A couple of reasons why you really shouldn't do that. The first is rather complicated, but that is that if you have 10 documents and you send it to 10 people, each of those 10 people have to receive that document. They have to figure out what they want to do with it. Maybe they just leave it in the email inbox and then they have tons of documents in their email inbox. Maybe they've got a place where they keep the documents for your particular group. They have to find that space and save the document there. Or maybe they put it on their desktop. Or maybe they do a bunch of other things to it. The thing is that by sending an email with a bunch of documents in it, you're putting some work, some effort on those people. And then when it comes time for the meeting, they've got to remember where they put it. They need to find those documents and bring them back up if they want to review them before the meeting. So what we want to do is try to avoid that. There's a couple of other reasons which are also quite important. You're probably aware that email as it's sent through the system is sent in the clear, which means that every server along the way can read your attachments. Now, I'm not suggesting that you should be paranoid and imagine that everybody's reading your email. Probably not. But if the document you're sending is sensitive, you need to be aware of that and think about that. If you download from a workspace, it's going to be much safer. Also, there are type restrictions. Some people can and cannot receive certain types. So if you take a bunch of documents and zip it up into a zip file and attach that, there's a lot of organizations that just strip zip files out. Also, email has a size limitation. If you send something that's up to a megabyte, a couple megabytes, usually you're pretty safe at sending that around. But if you need to send a large file, a large presentation or a video or something like that, could be 20, 30, 50 megabytes, 100 megabytes, you're going to run into a limitation, and a lot of people aren't going to receive that. The last one is the most important. We often forget that groups change. Your group has a current set of members who are there now, but it hasn't always been that way, I'm betting, and it won't always be that way. There'll be different people that come, there'll be people that go. Now, if these documents are important for understanding the working of the group, if it's backup material or important reference material for what's being done, you want to make sure, first of all, that everybody in the group gets it. And when people join the group, they will have access to it as well. So by attaching it to the workspace, you solve all of these problems. It's a much better way to send and to share documents with the group. But let me show you how that works. Okay, I've got here a sample workspace. It doesn't really matter what the workspace is, but I'm going to pretend that I have a set of documents that I would like to share with all of the members of this workspace. If you go to the Documents panel, you'll get a list of the documents that are currently attached to the workspace. When you put something into the workspace, it becomes accessible to all of the members of the workspace. Choose the options here and say Add Document. So this brings up the Add Documents page, and you have a couple different ways that you can add them. Uploading files is what people usually do. That's the simplest way. So you have a drop target area, you go to your file folder, you take your, in this case, a PDF file, you drop it there. Let me take another one and drop it there. And so now I've got two boxes here for uploading. The reason it didn't automatically upload is because what you'll want to do is explain how this document relates to this group. This is a La Jolla agenda. documents have a meaning on their own, but they often have a special meaning just for your group, and the description here is a way to explain that. You click upload and it does it, or you don't have to include a description, you can just put it on there. So now I've uploaded those two documents, and of course if I click on the Documents tab, I'll see that they're there, no problem. A second way is to link a URL, and this is increasingly common. We find a lot of resources available on the web. In this case, I've picked a YouTube video here, and we'll take, what I did was I selected the URL up here, and I did a copy, Control-C copy. And then when I say link URL, I'm going to paste the URL in here. And the system will try to come up with a good name, but in this case, that's not a very good name. If it ended with a good name, it would have been a good name, but amusing video, we could put some more description here, like that. So now we'll attach the web URL, and by doing that, it appears now in the list of documents, but of course it has a little world icon here. But otherwise, it looks like another document. There is another option, and that is attach a Google Doc. Now, in the attach a Google Doc place, you have to sign into Google Docs. Now, I don't know if you saw that, it went by pretty quickly. I'm already logged into my Google account, so it went and checked to see if I was logged in, and it logged me in instantly. And what it's going to do right now is it's going to access my Google Drive, so these are files that are on my Google Drive, and then what I can do is pick one of these, for instance, this JPEG here, and I just click the little link option. Now here again it's popping up a thing saying, what does this mean? Here is a picture of the wreck or whatever it is, and you save it. That now becomes attached. So let me go back there, and again it's attached as a web URL like that, but it's a little bit nicer because I didn't have to grab the URL and place the URL in there. By browsing through my Google Docs, I'm able to just grab a Google Doc and do that. So we've attached these documents. How do you access them? Well, anytime you click on a link, you're going to get an access page like this. And there's a couple things about this. You can make comments, so people can give you additional information before you download it. But you click download here, this is going to download it. And it will download it in a secure fashion. And only people who are members of the group will be able to access this, plus anybody who joins the group later will be able to access it as well. And that'll be a download. Of course, if I access one of the URLs, for example, the Amusing Video, if I click access the link, it of course takes me there. No big surprise. That is attaching documents to a workspace. What you'll often find is that when you're in discussions, you may want to attach documents to the discussion. And so the easiest way to do that is to make a comment. And this is just a test topic. If I create a comment here, I can, if I want, make some attachments. So when I click on the attachments button here, I'm seeing all the documents from the workspace. So the more documents you add to the workspace, the more you're going to have to pick from here. So I could easily pick these documents and click Save, and those become attached to this comment. So when I see the comment down here, I've got, look at these, and I've got the documents right there. And if I click on any one of these, I'm brought to this page where I can finally access it. While it makes sense to attach documents in one place and then use them in another comment, sometimes you're in the middle of editing a comment. You remember that there's one more. And you go into the attachments dialog. You don't see the document here. So you go and grab, this might be helpful, and click upload. And it uploads it. You'll see it here. It's also been put over here as well, and I click Save. So now I've got 4 documents on there, and if I close this, I'll see that I have the 4 documents on there. So any place where you can pick a document for attachment, you can also drag and drop it and upload it. Only the upload option is available. If you want to do a link, you have to go over to the document list and add the link that way, or if you want to access Google Docs that way. So that's it. I've shown you how to share documents, how to upload documents to the workspace, how to link web pages to the workspace, and then I've shown you how you can attach those to comments and to other objects within the Weaver system.